What made the Fever the right choice for you in free agency?
A lot of things. It was Amber and Kelly, Stephanie, Kelsey I played with at Athletes Unlimited for several years. Love Caitlin's game, love Aaliyah's game. I won here in my senior year at Texas A&M. We played in Conseco. When it was Conseco, we won here, so it just felt like divine timing to come back.
You said they helped.
It made sense. I made this decision mentally before DB and Natasha were even a part of the mix, and so all the new additions, Breezy, Sophie, like it's gonna be a fun season. And
the most talked about team in sports right now. That's what Sydney Colson just called the Indiana Fever because of Caitlin Clark. When a 14-year veteran who just came from a championship team says something like that, you better believe it matters. Colson didn't just praise Clark though. She dropped some serious insights about what this rookie is actually bringing to the table.
When you over, but you've been around the league.
Yeah.
So you've had a
Hold on now, I don't like how you said that. Like I'm just
well, but you've had the experience.
Yeah.
Where you have been able to pick places too.
Yeah.
And absorb it. So how much did that set up your own mind?
I've never been considered a lot in free agency, and so for her to see my value, it meant a lot how she was, working me in to be a part of the team. And Stephanie just talked to me about how she saw me fitting in as a piece on court for the team, and that was really important to me. Like you said, I've been in the league. This is my 14th season.
The veteran point guard is revealing exactly what makes Clark special beyond just the hype. And trust me, it's not what most people think. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You think Sydney Colson is just another free agent signing? Think again. The veteran guard just dropped some serious truth bombs about what's happening with the Fever right now. While everyone's eyes are glued to Caitlin Clark, and let's be honest, who wouldn't be watching the rookie phenom?
What do you see your role being with this team then, given the roster that you're coming into?
I think similar to other places where I've been. I'm bringing veteran leadership, knowledge, energy, like swinging the defensive momentum. I said I want to play on court more in my last couple seasons in the league if I have that. So this was just the right fit. It felt right. And just being that person that's dependable, and I'm gonna always come in and do my job, and I'm gonna be happy in my role, and I'll thrive whether it's 8 minutes, if it's 15 minutes, if it's 2 minutes. I'm gonna play hard.
There's something much deeper brewing in Indiana that most fans are completely missing. Sydney Colson isn't just bringing her basketball skills to the Fever, she's bringing 14 seasons of hard-earned WNBA experience and that championship DNA from her time with the Las Vegas Aces. But here's what's really interesting. Colson made it crystal clear that she committed to Indiana before they even landed other veterans like Natasha Cloud and Dewana Bonner. That speaks volumes about her belief in what this team could become. Imagine being a player who's been in the league for over a decade, seeing the potential in a struggling franchise when nobody else did.
That is arguably the most talked about team in sports right now, especially in women's sports. So this fan base, it's exciting to be a part of a team that has a lot of positive energy around it and get everybody involved. And I want to win ultimately.
What have been your impressions of the people and the facilities that now will be home?
I'm super excited about it. I'm going from a team that was in the media, like people are excited to watch us, into another team that, I hear and see the things that people say, but I know the true Indiana Fever fans, the ones that love basketball, that they love the WNBA, I'm excited to be playing in front of them. And
that's exactly what happened here. Colson wasn't chasing the spotlight or jumping on a bandwagon. She saw something special brewing in Indiana before the rest of the basketball world caught on. You know what really convinced her? Coach Stephanie White. In Colson's own words, White saw her fitting in as a piece on court for the team. That might not sound like much to casual fans, but for Colson, this recognition was huge. She admitted this kind of acknowledgement hasn't happened much throughout her career. Think about that. A veteran player who's finally being valued for what she can contribute on the floor, not just as a locker room presence. The Fever have been in basketball purgatory for years. They went 531 in 2022 and improved only slightly to 1028 last season. That's a team desperate for a turning point, desperate for someone who knows what it takes to win at the highest level. Enter Sydney Colson, who isn't shy about what she brings to the table. I'm bringing veteran leadership, knowledge, energy, like defensive swinging the defensive momentum, Colson stated confidently in her press conference. I'm going to always come in and do my job, and I'm going to be happy in my role.
What I always thought about when I was on a team that wasn't getting that kind of visibility, whenever you go play the teams that are, that's when you bring your best game. Because now it's just with this team.
What do you anticipate it being like to be part of all these sellouts and being the biggest show on wherever you go now?
I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be remarkable, and all eyes on your team too. And people, hopefully will be tuning into our games and seeing players from other teams that they like, that are exciting, because there are a lot of good players around this league. So I think what we're going to be able to do, what the Aces, the New Yorks, what we're able to do.
That's not just talk. That's the mindset of a champion who understands that winning requires sacrifice. And speaking of sacrifice, Colson made it crystal clear she's not concerned about minutes or personal stats. I'll thrive whether it's 8 minutes, if it's 15 minutes, if it's 2 minutes, she declared. I'm going to play hard, I'm going to get everybody involved, and I want to win ultimately. In an era where players often chase bigger roles and bigger numbers, Colson's attitude is refreshingly old school. What makes her perspective so valuable is how it perfectly complements what the Fever need right now. Her championship experience has taught her crucial lessons about work ethic, how to persevere, not getting too high or too low, exactly the kind of steadying presence a team with a superstar rookie needs. When the pressure mounts and all eyes are on Caitlin Clark, having someone who's been through the championship fires will be invaluable. But here's where it gets really interesting. Colson didn't hesitate to call herself the missing puzzle piece that can swing defensive momentum for this young Fever squad. That's not arrogance. That's the confidence of someone who knows exactly what she brings to the table and how it fits with what this team needs. The Indiana Fever have been the talk of women's basketball since drafting Clark, but talk doesn't win championships. Sydney Colson knows what does. She's seen firsthand what it takes to build a winning culture, to transform talented individuals into a cohesive unit that can compete for titles. While everyone's been focused on Clark's shooting range and highlight reel passes, Colson has quietly been laying the groundwork for something much more sustainable. As we wrap this up, it's clear Sydney Colson isn't just here for the spotlight or to ride the Caitlin Clark hype train. She's got her eyes set on something bigger, turning this Fever squad into legitimate contenders. And guess what? The road ahead is exactly what Colson and this team need to prove themselves. Colson herself pointed out they've got some serious challenges coming up against powerhouses like the Aces and Liberty. These games won't be easy, but that's the point. Colson isn't scared. She's actually pumped about it. She straight up said she's confident in the team's potential to step up their game and compete at a higher level. With all the attention on the Fever this season, we're about to find out if this team can transform all the buzz into actual wins. The clock is ticking, and the basketball world is watching. Are you?